could go into sandwiches, but I really need to tread lightly here. Otherwise, I could go into like the best kind of sandwich.
Yeah. No. So what I wanted to talk about there specifically was, so Red Rooster's got this thing called the Palmy Burger.
Have you had it?
Yes.
It is so fucking good.
It's fucking trash.
What?
Oh, here we go. It's
Oh,
Fucking
okay.
trash. So
Why is it trash?
How many times? Wait a minute. How many times have you had it?
3 times. No,
Yeah.
twice.
You had it twice. Okay.
Jason has
me
had
too.
it religiously.
No, I've had it twice too. So here's the thing, right? First time I had it, I was with you. I was like, holy shit, this is the best thing ever. Second time I went, wait a minute, actually no, this is not. This is trash, right? And here's why. First of all, right off the gate, they've called it the Palmy Burger in Victoria.
Oh, yeah, no,
right?
I'm pissed off at that too.
Get that Sydney cider fucking shit out of here. All right, I don't give a fuck if the rest of the goddamn
Amen.
country calls it a Palmy Burger. We're in Victoria. We're fucking Melburnians. We're Victorians. It's a Palmer burger.
It's a fucking Palmer.
It costs you fuck all to change one letter and print out the fucking posters.
It's not called a Parmigiana.
All right, yeah.
It's called a Parmigiana.
Right?
Parma.
It's actually spelt with the I. Now, this is where... hold on. I am in no way condoning what them dumbass Sydney siders have done when they've called it the Palmy. Right. I've had this debate emphatically.
And then they got
All
the fucking Queenslanders and the South Aussie seppos in it.
It's spelt Parmigiana with an I, right? And we have taken it and put the A, which I think is perfect, right?
But that's an Australianism throwing A's and R's.
Yeah, exactly. No, and not the I. And that's why I have a problem with it. It's not called a palmy. I'm not going to go down to local pub and get a palmy.
That's like-
I'm getting a fucking palm.
That's
right.
If I was in New Zealand, I'd get a palmy.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but
no,
that's a different country and a different culture, and I respect that, right? I don't got no problem with how New
But
Zealand...
Red Rooster being in Australia.
No, and specifically in Victoria. Like I said, I don't give a shit what the rest of the country thinks. It's a Palmer. That's what it is.
That's why we have surgeon
right?
marketing these days.
Exactly. Right. And they were going to print posters out in the Victorian market. How much extra was it going to cost for the ad guy to be like, can you just like delete one letter and add a letter? It's like an extra 10 grand. You were going to make that on the fucking back end anyway, right? It cost you fuck all to change one letter, print the thing out, put them up.
Is it just the marketing, but you actually don't like the taste of it either?
I was going to say, like, you're stiffing the marketing, which I get.
I'm stiffing the marketing, right off the gate. I'm stiffing the marketing. The other thing I don't like about it is the chicken, right? It doesn't.
Well, now you're just stiffing Red Rooster because they're
That's
using
what I'm
their own
saying.
chicken.
Yeah, to be fair though, that's kind of like their pride.
Yeah, but
like
they've changed it though. They've like, this is our new buttermilk chicken thing, right? They got a new.
But they're
chicken.
charcoal chicken.
No, they're not. That's the thing. It's not. It hasn't been. No, it was always roast chicken. That's what their original.
Yeah, dude, it was
gimmick
never charcoal chicken.
Never
man.
charcoal.
It was roast chicken.
Roast.
But they did a roast chicken well.
They used to back in the day. They don't anymore, right? They've really slipped in quality. Honestly, they really have.
Well, they're competing against what I would consider a resurgence in Hungry Jack's. Like, Hungry Jack's has taken over.
No, they're value. They're for value. Hungry Jack's.
That's beef.
I've had this conversation with multiple friends. Hungry Jack's is focusing as a key performance indicator. They are focusing in order to get market competitiveness.
Yeah.
They're trying to focus on value.
Yeah.
This is why they have the Whopper, the big summer tamer boxes. They get like 2 boxes, nugs, chips, all the works for like $12. Like, that is value.
But don't you think every fast food is doing value then? Because
No.
KFC does it with their box
because I feel
meals.
because
No, they undercut KFC.
This is what I'm saying. And if you talk,
Well, I'm not saying that they're not undercutting, but I'm thinking the concept of value, right?
but if you look at Macca's used to be like the head honcho for value because
They're the penny pinchers menu.
penny pinchers menu.
Yeah.
They no longer do that now.
No.
Like, honestly, their market, they're pricing the same as they're pricing it grilled, which for Melbourne people, grilled is very big. Apparently, grilled isn't very big around Australia.
Yeah.
But
Well, I think at the end of the day,
comparatively, Macca's and grilled are like selling their burgers at the exact same price. But honestly, grilled is obviously doing a bit more better in quality.
Yeah.
But like Macca's.
but are they going to take that market share from Macca's?
But this is what I'm saying. They're like
No.
pure volume. Like,
Yeah.
No.
Macca's will be undefeated. I think, is Macca's going to be that company that lasts forever?
Well, I think they're an institution. I don't
Yeah.
think you can't.
Well, yeah, they're almost too big to fail. But the other thing is though, like, I mean, with some quality mismanagement, they could go because, like, I thought Red Rooster was going to last, and the problem is that they've got they. I would say Red Rooster's primary competitor isn't McDonald's or KFC. It's Oporto.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, fair.
That's who
Porto
they-
is really
but
big in
he's-
New South Wales.
Yeah,
Huge.
because it was started in Sydney. That's when first store was open there. But like,
But it didn't spread to like Melbourne as much.
no,
'Cause
not
Melbourne's-
until, not until about a decade ago.
That's even then. I wouldn't say because I feel like already the market is so
Well, the problem is that
saturized with
yeah.
just other smaller businesses that do either better quality or better
dead set.
price.
Well, the problem is all that, and they were competing with Nando's at the time.
That's
Now
what I'm saying.
Nando's is kind of gone.
Well, Nando's is in their own league almost.
Well, Nando's
now,
is
I'm
very
considering.
very much a UK thing. And I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
like Nando's will. This is why like
well, the thing is that
fast food in
Porto-
Australia is really interesting because we
It
get
is.
all these like exports from like all these
Yeah.
imports from like
Yeah,
all
dead
other
set.
different places.
What are our
Ridiculous.
homegrowns? Red Rooster?
I think that's it. Yeah,
like it's Red Rooster, man.
Like
Yeah.
not even all
Hungry
Porto
Jacks, but that is
homegrown.
technically licensing from Burger King.
Yeah, it's Burger
And
King.
even
So-
then, that's like, I mean, the story of Hungry Jack's is a fucking wild ride. So,
Explain it.
well, okay. So the reason why it was called Hungry Jack's is because when the guy who brought Hungry Jack's out here, right, tried to get the trademark for Burger King in Australia. So Burger King in America tried to get the trademark for it in Australia. They couldn't because the trademark was held by a burger shop in Adelaide
Called Burger King.
called Burger King, right? And there
And the
was
guy
nothing-
wasn't budging.
well, I don't know.
They couldn't buy the guy out.
They couldn't buy. I don't know. Well, yeah, because
he knew what he had.
He knew what he had. He knew he had
That's
value
the
in
thing.
his
No,
name.
The thing is, he didn't, and Burger King didn't know what they had either. Because you got to remember, this is back in the '60s, right? And Australia was a little market.
Yeah, of course.
Right, it was a tiny little market, and they weren't prepared to spend the money to buy the name. Right? They could have said, "Hey, we'll give you here's $5 million. We'll just buy the name. In fact, we're going to buy your whole shop." Right, and if you just offered $5 million to a bloke in Adelaide, he'd
We
have
would
gone,
have Burger Kings
fucking
here.
buy.
Yeah.
We would have had Burger Kings, but they couldn't. So then of the list of names that Burger King did have trademarks on, one of them was Hungry Jack's. Now, it was actually technically Hungry Jack. And Hungry Jack is, I think, an ice cream
Yeah.
in America, right? But it's owned by Burger King, so Burger King holds the trademark for it, so they can use that for whatever they fucking want. So the guy over here went, okay, we'll call it Hungry Jack's. We'll add the S to it, and they were like, yeah, sweet, fine. It's all part of our trademark. It's all fine. It's all good. So he did that, and he opened up the shops, and he had a deal with them through his company as the master franchisor. He had a deal that he was going to run all the shops here. Right, and do all of the Burger King stuff, like have the shops and the Whoppers and the rest of it, right? Just with a slightly different name.
Yeah. So he was patented as the franchisee.
He was the
for-
master. He was the master franchisee. He ran everything in Australia, and then he opened the shops. He organised
Yep.
to get franchises in. He did all of that, and then handed the money on back to corporate in America. Now, in the 90s, the trademark lapsed on Burger King. And Burger King, and at this point, Hungry Jack's was fucking going gangbusters, right? They were opening shops like they were fucking going
Left,
out
right,
of
and
style.
centre, yeah.
Left, right, and center, right? They just spread like wildfire. And believe it or not, the first one was in Perth,
Yeah.
right? And it spread like wildfire. As soon as it hit Victoria, like in one day, they opened up like 13 in Victoria,
Yeah, it's crazy.
right? On like the first day. So it was going gangbusters. And Burger King at this point knows what they've got. They're like, fuck, this is a good franchise. But of course, right? You know, they're paying a lot of money to the master franchisor, who's like, in exchange for running the whole operation in Australia, was taking a big cut and then sending the rest off back to America. And they went, well, fuck that. And so they started opening up their own Burger King stores, right? And trying to cut him out of the business.
Yeah. But
right?
at this point,
And at this point, he just went, I know what your fucking game is. By the way, and at this point, like he'd been in the fast food game for a few decades. He at one stage he also had KFCs. At one stage he also had the odd KFC and other kinds of fast food joints. And then by the 90s he was exclusively Hungry Jack's.
so
was like-
pretty much he moved into the property game in about 10 years.
yeah, pretty quickly, right? And so he went, oh fuck no, and he took him to court and said this is breach of contract, right? And Hungry Jack's were like, no, it's not breach of contract. We gave you the contract to be the franchise for Hungry Jack's, not for Burger King. And the courts just went, no, fuck off. Like this is you know you. And they introduced. I think Hungry Jack's introduced the legal concept of good faith
Yep.
contracts. Right, it was like there's a legal precedent that this case set.
and to be fair, though,
Dave will know about
if
it. He'd be
Burger
able to look
King
it up.
wasn't actually setting up the supply chains for Hungry Jack's to start with or anything like that.
Yeah.
They weren't using any of their own services. It's technically all in this guy's favor.
Yeah.
Because it's all in his name. He's done literally all the hard yards, set up
Yeah.
all the supply chains, all the distributions, everything.
Yeah.
And there's actually, like Dave, you probably know more, being the lawyer in the room.
Thank you.
But like contractually, they've got nothing. Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you. I zoned out from that conversation about 5 minutes ago. What are we talking about?
That's all right. Anyway, so the point being is that the Hungry Jack's guy won, and that's why. Do you remember there used to be Burger Kings and
Yeah.
Hungry Jacks at the same time, and they were pretty much the same, but they were a little bit different, right? Like the toys
I remember
were
that
different.
period, but I remember it being so short-lived. I remember
This
Burger
is-
King went really quickly.
It was less than a decade. That's
Yeah.
the thing. Because
And
Burger
now-
King came in, and then the Hungry Jack's guy got wise. He took him to court. It went around in court for a few years. He won, and as part of the settlement, he absorbed all the Burger Kings.
Yeah, so
Right.
good.
On the condition that the contract be upheld, though. So he's still paying out his end to, and he couldn't shut down any of the shops. He had to take them all over and rebrand them, and then Burger King maintains they do all the advertising and R&D and stuff, and he just manages the shops.
Yeah, so
Right.
he's not managing the product development or anything. He's still doing set menus
Yeah.
designed by
He-
Burger
yeah,
King.
exactly.
Okay.
Burger King still does all the advertising, all the marketing, and all that. Yeah, and he's just sort of the guy on the ground. Yeah,
But it's just called Hungry Jack's.
but it's just called Hungry Jack's.
And even to this day, Hungry Jack's is still not the king.
No, but this harkens back to where we all started.
Hey, Red Rooster, man. It's not in the fight anymore, but it's interesting that they're throwing out Parma burger or Palmy burgers as a
Yeah.
bit of a cash grab.
But
Well,
I think it's worked for them because I love the Parma burger.
right. So that leads us
I
back
don't
to-
understand why you don't like it.
because it doesn't taste as good. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't taste very
Well, I'm
good.
not going to say it tastes as good as an actual fucking Parma that I can get at a pub.
No, but it doesn't even taste as good as other chicken burgers.
Have you had their Parma nuggets?
No, I
Their
have
Parma
not.
nuggets are
Dude,
good.
anything Parma and then you add
You want to
something
do that
else
after the
on
podcast? There's a Red Rooster just down the road. We can go and get some Parma.
I'm not
nuggets
against
after
it.
this.
All right, because I stand by the Parma burger.
All right.
I stand by it.
See, the problem with me is
Too
as well.
much carb going in there.
There's a lot.
No, but like it's one
You're
of those
not-
things where you're signing up for it. Like if
Yeah.
you walk in there going, "Yeah, I'm going to get a Parma
Buddy-
burger and I'm going to drop 5 kilos."
Yeah,
No.
You're talking to a guy who's a 2-time veteran of the double, okay? Which doesn't even have bread. It's just 2 pieces of chicken with a slice of cheese between them.
Yeah, fair.
Right, and I did that both times it came out. Right, so yeah, I'm not eating the Parma burger because it's healthy.
Yeah,
right?
you're fucking kidding yourself if you're
Yeah.
walking in.
I know-
that situation. Going,
I know
I'm
that
just saying, I
moving-
prefer Dirty Bird. If I'm going to get,
Oh yeah, no, I fuck with a dirty bird, mate.
Yeah.
I like Kafers.
Oh,
That's the thing, the
KF
chicken-
is an institution.
Yeah, the chicken's not as good as KFC, but it's not as good as Oporto either. Which, by the way, this is what I'm saying. The primary competitor. What pulls them down is Oporto is owned by the same people who own Red Rooster.
I'm just wondering if Steggles are still doing a lot of the a lot of the supply for
KFC.
KFC still, or if they.
I think they are. I think they would have. They keep advertising. I don't know who
Because
does.
honestly, man, I don't think Steggles do fresh chicken, but like
That's just your conspiracy theory.
that's a domestic conspiracy.
when you
theory,
get
that
to
is.
when you get to that level. Anyway, so the question is though, right? The question wasn't is the Parma burger a good burger or not? It's like I don't like it. Dave like it. It's immaterial. The real meat, so to speak, of the question is David. David, and this is for you specifically because you are the most vocal on this.
Thank you.
Right? Is it acceptable? Because on a regular burger, it is. Is it acceptable to put chips on the Parma burger?
The one I've had hasn't had chips on it.
No. But can you? But no. But you order it as a meal as a combo.
Okay,
with
now
chips.
so we're going to go down that avenue of discussion.
what, just
All
putting
right.
chips
Well,
in the
for
burger?
starters, if I'm going to put chips in my burger, it's not going under the Parma, right?
Okay.
So it's not going under the
That-
chicken.
you're bringing in two different topics.
No, this is what I'm
is a
saying.
pub-
Hold on. Let me say my piece.
All right.
Let me say my piece.
Okay.
Chips can go on a burger. They can.
Yep.
All right. If you have not lived an Australian childhood, if you didn't get fucking 2 slices of white bread, bit of ham, bit of cheese, and then thrown some Smith chips on top of that.
Oh, bloody oath.
All right. That is Australian childhood 101.
Dead
right?
set.
So
No.
chips on a burger works.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
It does. Chips on this Parma burger? Yes. But Red Rooster chips? Probably not. Probably not. I don't fuck with Red Rooster fries. I don't think
Dude,
they're
I don't
good
think
fries.
anyone. I don't think I've met anyone who's been like Red Rooster fries #1.
No.
No,
No.
it doesn't happen.
I reckon the hierarchy of fries is it's got to be Macca's. I think
Nah.
Macca's are going to come in, and then I think KF when they're good. Now KFC is fucking polarizing when it comes to their fries. When they do a good fry, they do a great fry, and when they
For me,
season it properly.
Dirty Bird's #1 for the chips.
Are you also going Dirty Bird #1 for the
no,
chips?
no. I go Dirty Bird for Dirty Bird.
Oh no shit. yeah. But that's what I'm saying. No, but what I'm getting at is their fries can be good. It's just more often than not they're not.
Look, if
all
we're
right? They're
talking
either-
about like franchisees chips, man, like I've definitely had a Porto chips. They're
Porto chips are pretty dope.
Nando's chips are really good.
Oh, okay. Nando's stands king. All right. You know what? My
and then,
bad.
honestly,
I'm, sorry.
I know I'm biased, but Grilled also do really good chips.
Grilled do a good chip.
I don't think Grill does a good chip.
Do you think that you don't like the steak cut, or you don't like the seasoning we use on the chips?
I don't like the steak cut because every time I've had it, it's been soggy.
Because this is the thing. that means that they're just not cooking it right. Like, you're gonna make sure that that's when you got expertise like me on the fryers that really know how to crisp a chip nicely. Anyway, generally, I think chips can be very varied. I feel like then you get into like waffle cuts, string cuts.
Oh, we could spend all day just talking about chips. What I'm getting at is, if Red Rooster is putting chips in their burger, specifically the Parma
you need
one,
strings. String needs to go in burgers. I feel like this is why
I agree with strings.
This is why it works better in Macca's when you get like a quarter pounder or whatever. You chuck
Yes.
a couple of French fries in there. It works like. Mwah.
And that's what I'm getting at. I would put a Macca's fry in that Parma burger, and it would be all time.
Okay. Yeah, sweet. So so what you're saying is it is acceptable though to put chips.
Yes, because like what I said, it's an Australian childhood tradition.
Okay. So the fact that it's a Parma burger though doesn't change that fact.
Only if it's underneath the chicken.
Okay.
Then it's a problem.
Okay.
But then it's a problem because it's already a problem when
so
it
what?
comes to Parmas.
What about if you're getting the double Parma burger, and
Are
like
you getting the double Parma burger?
Well, then you've just found yourself in the classic conundrum then. All right? Like, you
right.
fucked yourself. It either has to go right on top, but it's not going in the middle.
okay, fair enough.
But you're like the biggest advocate I know that if you go to a pub and let me finish. If you go to a pub and you order a steak and parm with a pot on the side, you get physically. I've seen you get audibly angry and physically angry if you see chips on the bottom of the parma.
Yes.
That's
like-
David's big button. Big red
Like
button.
I can understand. I understand because straight away, as soon as you put something hot, like a big piece of protein, like a schnitzel, on top of chips, it's going to go soggy like straight away within 5 minutes. But let's be honest, that parma has been sitting underneath a heat light for at least 2 minutes, and then it has to be walked at least 30 seconds to a minute by the waiter. It's sog city by the time it gets to your plate, and then all the time you've got is like, oh, well, can I at least have some ketchup to get some kind of satisfaction out of this? And then you're just putting ketchup all over your parma, and it's just ruined.
John, I want this as a standalone clip when it's ready.
okay.
The problem with chips under the Parma is the sogginess plays a factor, but it ruins the structural integrity of the whole piece. Now, if I am being
Oh my
no,
God.
hold on, let me say my piece. All right, if you were bringing me a presented like when you order a Parma, you get normally the Parma, obviously, a side of salad and chips.
Yep.
More often than not, places all put them on one plate. All right. Now, it ruins the structural integrity if the chips are under the Parma and the salad is also there, but to combine like that, that takes up the whole entire plate, right?
Yep.
Because one, if I'm going to have to move my Parma, which I shouldn't have to do, I shouldn't have to move my Parma off the chips in order to cut into it, right?
Maybe that's just the.
Which then leads me to believe that they're sitting there going, no, the ideal way to eat this is to cut into the Parma whilst on top of the chips and also cut into the chips. There goes structural integrity. What am I stabbing into? The knife the fork going through the Parma and then onto the chips. I'm losing base at that point, right?
See, my.
And what if I don't want chips for my Parma?
This point of view is a little bit far-fetched, but maybe it's the RSL head chef being a little bit creative and thinking, I need negative spacing on this plate to make it look pretty. So that's why he's got like a big space of nothing and then a Parma and chips with a little side of salad.
I have never seen a Parma that's come out with there's been negative space.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
You've never seen negative spacing on a Parma?
Mate, no, it's either been the Parma's been on top of the chips at any percentage, whether 20% or 100% of the chips are under the Parma. That has taken up one half of the plate, and the other half of the plate is a salad or salad on one corner and then a dressing or a dipping sauce.
Yeah, fair.
Right? Now, if there's a dipping sauce on my fucking plate and you have the chips under the Parma, then what do you expect me to do? What do you expect me to do at that point? Am I going to reach under my Parma to pull the chip out to dip into the sauce? No. All right, that is stupid. Okay? Why is it so hard?
There's got to be some kind of method to your madness.
Right? And this is how vocal I am about it. When we went to the Hawker, all right,
I know,
I've
this is fun.
actually-
This is actually funny.
Yeah, this is
I have
funny.
actually changed the way that they have approached
I love how you,
presenting their
like,
Parma.
like the guy,
He has-
did the venue manager bring it to you
No,
himself?
so let me tell the story. It's there. I'm on a Thursday, and I'm just before class, and this is standard by me. Go there, pot and Parma. They had a deal running. Love the
yeah.
Hawker. Love it. All
Good.
right,
Po-
I get
they
there.
do a good pot and Parma.
They
too.
do a fucking brilliant pot.
Shout
and
out
Parma.
Hawker.
Shout out Hawker.
Fuck yeah.
I walk in, they present me the Parma, right? 25% of the chips are under the Parma. Oh, 25% of my Parma is on top of the chips.
Yep.
What is
now,
this?
I grab. Now I'm good mates with a lot of the staff there
staff.
and the management. So I grab one of the bar staff and I go, I want you to look at my plate and tell me what's wrong with it. He looks at me and he goes, I don't know what you're talking about. I go, 25% of my Parma is on top of this chips. Do you not understand where this is a culinary crime?
Did you say this like politely to him, or were you just
it was
going
banter
full
because-
ham?
No, I was. It was banter because, like, I know the bloke, love the guy. Right, can't remember his name.
Grant?
Grant. No, Grant's the venue manager.
Shout out Grant.
Shout out Grant. Now I grab him, and then we.
Sorry, who was this person you were complaining to?
Oh, I can't remember his name. He's one of the staff, but
He's
right?
just the staff.
Yeah.
So this wasn't the chef though.
No.
This is how you can tell he's never worked in
I
hospo
know.
because like that's how you die.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how you get killed and served to other patrons.
No, but there was good banter. Now I like to.
You don't bitch to the chef unless you're a chef yourself.
Well, it obviously has worked, right? Because I bitched to him and I bitched to the manager. No, and when I say bitch, it's going to come off so badly. It's in the context of banter.
Let's be fair
Right.
though. It's a pretty
It's a
niche like thing
Yeah.
to get angry about.
no,
but-
you're bitching in a bantery way.
I'm bitching in a bantery way. Fair
and you
enough.
did it to them, and you did it to
It's a-
the
it's-
staff member who then went to the manager, who then can go down to the chef. You didn't go straight to the chef because you went straight to the chef, you would have died.
Oh, yeah,
and I
yeah.
guarantee you, that chef is not a fan of David.
Well,
right?
fuck him then. Right,
You,
whatever.
you will want to stay as far away from that man as possible.
All I'm getting at is culinary crime, and they fixed it. They fixed it because the next time I went to get a pot and Parma, the chips
We're in a bowl.
were in a bowl.
They are.
They were in a bowl.
They are.
Parma was by itself on the plate with the salad.
Yep.
And a dipping sauce was accompaniment, but the chips were in a bowl.
This is
How hard is that?
every other pub. Take this on.
Well, I mean, logistically, it's a fucking nightmare because that's an extra plate. You
I
gotta
know.
wash.
That's the thing you gotta wash.
You've just made the glassies work like fuck to loads harder because some poor bastard has to clean that extra plate now.
But to be fair,
I am
you just got to
vocal
rinse
about
it,
it.
put
If
it in a
you would've-
sanitizer, you'll be fine.
If you were to stack on another dollar onto that, I would be okay with it, so long as I get the assurity that the chips aren't under my Parma.
This is an interesting segue, though. It kind of brings to because honestly, what you're talking about right now is a first world problem.
it is.
oh no
It
shit!
is and now this comes to this idea of what is the biggest first world problem.
Oh no, we already discussed that. That was me on the train listening to music on Spotify, and then I couldn't stream music on Spotify because my dad was streaming music to my smart speaker at home.
Yeah, bro. Listen to episode 4 some more.
God, I'm
That
sorry.
was the biggest first world problem. It's like
well,
I
I'm
couldn't
just
listen.
saying. I reckon the biggest first world problem is having 3 bars on your phone instead of 4.
No, I agree
that's,
with you.
that's up there. That
No,
is
the biggest personal problem is going from 4G to 3G. All right? Like, why am I in 3G?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. That's a bad thing. And with that, welcome to Pint Party, a podcast designed to turn a beer and a chat into a tax write-off. I'm your host, John McLeish. Joining me, as always, is the man with the Parma plan, David Yang. David, welcome.
Good moment.
And, of course, as always, the linchpin, Lockie. Lockie, how you going?
Good. I got to start listening to more of my episodes.
There
Yeah, you
go. You keep me grounded, Lockie.
Thank you. And you keep me above the clouds, so it's a bit cute.
It's absolutely worth doing, listening back. There's some good apps. I'll
all
tell
right.
ya.
So what do we kick? What do we go?
Oh, no, I'm kicking this one off.
Oh yeah, you ready to
I'm
go?
kicking this one
Okay.
off. All right. Now, the big point I want to make today is I've started a social experiment. Right?
Have you? You've-
And
Wait, did you want to reveal the socials? I thought you wanted to reveal it like afterwards. You know what I mean? To present your
no, because I
findings.
want to use this to discuss my reasoning behind it.
The process.
And when I eventually put up the
But
bracket,
are we going to be spoiling the scientific?
Like, are
method
we
by
going to be
revealing
talking
it?
about it, or are you just going to tell us what you're doing?
no, we're going to talk about it because
Okay.
this will come out. It'll come out, right? But at that point, I would have already had the bracket up.
Yeah,
Right.
all right,
So
all
if you're
right.
listening to this, you know exactly what I'm talking
You've
about.
put you've put your white coat on for this.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like I didn't like there's sometimes with these social experiments you want to keep them a bit secret. Otherwise, like
I use social experiment
people,
loosely.
otherwise then people who know
This
about
is
the experiment
banter
can
and
affect the
gimmicks.
result.
Ahoy!
Yeah,
This is gimmicks ahoy.
I use the term social experiment loose.
Okay.
All right. What I'm
okay.
getting at is, so I was at a party about a month ago.
Yep.
Right. And
you do.
it was a 21st.
Love it.
And I love a good house party. I love a good house party. But what I'm getting at is, it was a girl's 21st, and
iPod shuffle.
the DJ, but the DJ may as well have
Showing
been.
your age there, Locke.
Mate, one guy in the corner said, "I got the auxiliary." Click.
But that's what I'm getting at. He might as well have just had an aux cord connected to his phone. All right, because he wasn't really spinning shit.
No.
He was just playing.
It wasn't fading anything in. He was
No,
just,
there was no phase. There was banger to banger, bookend to bookend, and it would just go. It would almost, if anything, he was on Spotify. He had turned on the setting where it fades out after about 5 seconds to fade into the next song.
Yep.
It's
Right.
it's a 21st. Like if you're doing anything more than that, you
I
are being
Yeah,
overpaid.
But you know
Yeah.
what? That's what I'm getting at. The art of the DJ nowadays is to assess what kind of gimmick have I got in front of me. 21st, 22nd, 50th, whatever, right? And it's to go, all right, what genre and styles
usually-
can I put
Yeah.
together to curate a narrative that this is a 21st party for a female, and she wants to get uppity.
But usually
right?
they'll tell you, like usually with these kind of events, they'll tell you exactly what kind of song list they want, or like
Oh yeah.
esque.
Well, a
musics
good
you
host
want.
will do that. A good host will reach out to you beforehand, and this is we're going into.
I love how you're
semantics
saying
of it.
like you're a DJ.
Like, dude,
Like they'll get
stiff-
to me and they'll tell me what music they want to
Having
play.
actually interacted with DJs both in a club setting and in a pub setting, right? Whenever like during my brief stint working in pubs, whenever we had a 21st, right, we just said, oh yeah, we'll provide the DJ, and then and it was sort of like a set and forget thing, and the organizer just went, great, I don't have to do nothing, and we just say it, we'd ring them up and be like, no, the 21st, oh yeah, boy or a girl, oh it's a girl, oh yep, no worries, and they had a playlist already sorted.
And that
yeah, we got that
leads
playlist.
into my point.
But here's the thing, right? There's a lot of overlap. There's a lot of overlap.
And exactly why I'm conducting this. Because I've been to quite a few house parties in my time. Quite a few of them hosted by females.
In my time.
Right?
You're
I've
20.
also been, earlier this year I went to billboards. So I like to believe I've seen what the modern
Well,
day
I was at a
18-year-old
place
fucks
called
with.
Code the other day. And my God, that was a flashback and a half. But you continue.
So what I've curated here, based on what I was at when I was at that party, and I'm just listening to the kinds of tracks and just the kinds of ones that specifically made, and this is where the bracket comes in. Now, the criteria is specifically you and your girlfriend or you're a bunch of girls, right, are just hanging out, having a beer. But let's say you're at a house party, so you're inside by the countertop.
Is it prees?
Right?
Prees?
No prees. Let's go house party. Prees could work. Now, prees is a different criteria. Because I feel like the music you pick for prees has to get you G'd up.
But that's
in
not
order
it.
to-
Most of these songs that you've put on this, I would say a lot of girls, or just a lot of people in general, would use.
Yeah, but specifically white girls. All right, now is what I'm getting at. All right, specifically. Now that's the.
Are you saying like generic, like the most generic,
because the name of
stereotyped?
yeah, this is what I'm getting at. So the name of my social experiment is songs that make you go, "Oh my god, girl, yes, this is my jam. Let's go dance." White girl club anthems. All right, it has to. It's
a long title.
Yeah, but it's specifically that's the criteria. It's simple criteria. You're 18, you're 19. You're with a bunch of girls, right? These are your girlfriends, all right? You're hanging out. You're having a sip of the beer by the countertop. You hear this song playing on the dance floor. It has made you go, "Oh my god!"
And it has prompted.
Yeah, that has prompted you to go, "Oh my god, yes, this is my jam.
Let's go dance.
Let's go dance." You grab your girls and you go out there and you dance, right?
I'm with you.
Now that's the criteria because I was at this 21st and that was like,
How many times did it happen?
oh, dude, out of 100 times, 50 times, 50% of the 50% of the songs that came on made girls go, "Oh my god!" Right? This is what I'm getting at. Now there's a specific kind of beat, specific kind of
Well,
like.
they say there's the myth that 24 beats a second or minute, sorry,
Beats a minute.
minute is the most synergetic level to like one's heartbeat. So they say that is like
Well, that's what you want to
the
work your
general
way up
rule
to.
for when you're making commercial music is that you want around 120, 124.
Yeah. Now I've got my this.
That's
I
the
had-
psychology behind it anyway. Go.
Yeah, no, and there's a lot of psychology. That's what I'm going at. So there's a psychology to this as well. There's a science that I want to try and get out here,
Yep.
and I also want to find the definitive song that fits that criteria. That literally makes a girl go, "Oh my god, yes, this is my jam." Right, the definitive all time. And I have the bracket now. I want to say I picked 16 songs.
And you haven't just, this isn't just you. You've had
I've had people
cooperation
jump in. Yeah. Now I picked 16 songs. That was a fucking task. We had a running
I love how you've
list.
done like a Sweet 16. I think that's so
right,
good.
Sweet 16.
Hang on a minute, but you can't do. If you're doing like if we're gonna say this is the playlist for a 21st, right?
Yeah.
How long does 21st go for? What? At least 5
No.
hours.
This is not a playlist.
No, this is
a-
a top 16 of
Right.
that songs
If
that
you
create
put-
this reaction.
If you include these in your playlist, you will get.
It
this
will get a
reaction.
prompt
This is
of
like-
some group
Yeah.
of girls or a girl being like, "Oh
Right.
my god, girl,
Okay.
let's go dance."
Okay,
Now,
so
right
you
off the
want to
bat-
sprinkle these through, right?
No matter what,
To
all
keep
these
the
six-
levels of the party at a high.
Right.
all
okay.
these 16 songs will appear on that playlist. What I'm trying to get at from this social experiment / bracket is after we're going to so you know the concept of a bracket, right?
Yes.
Seed 1 versus seed something. You go up ahead, you pick the winner of
I
that.
had to explain what a bracket was to someone the other day.
Yeah?
It took me at least 5
It's a
minutes.
very sporting term.
It's a very sporting
That's
term.
what I'm
It
getting
is.
at. So that's why I'm explaining.
Because I was like, have you seen NCAA? And they're like, no. I'm like,
Yeah. Well, that's why if you haven't watched March Madness, if you don't know the NBA, if like, even the Super Bowl to a certain
even
degree,
like round
NFL.
robin, like tournament.
Yeah.
You just
style.
got to know sport, like 'cause
It's sport.
We
It's a
have
sporting
we
term.
have brackets in the Overwatch League as well. It's
Exactly,
like,
but
yeah.
that's a sporting league as well now, technically.
Yeah.
What I'm getting at is, okay, so I got 16. So seed 1 will verse seed 16.
Okay.
Right? And like the reason seed 1 is seeded is because, based on the people I've asked, that sounds like it would be the most likely to win. I personally don't want it to win. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you what I picked for the seeds. All right, now it's already seeded, and the competition should already be up when you're listening to this. But I'm going to explain just the process it took to get to these 16. And I would actually love to know what you think is going to win.
Okay.
Right? Based on your concept of how you know, like that party, house party club scene that makes them go, oh my god, yes.
Okay, my knowledge of popular music stops in 2001. So like,
I feel
It's-
you'll
it's
still
funny,
know.
It's funny, John, because I reckon because nostalgia is a very big thing for our age.
Yeah.
Those kind of songs will come back, and
I've had to
there's
knock
cycles.
off a lot of the nostalgia ones. Now,
Wait,
this
is Nikki Webster still in there?
It hurt me,
Oh,
but
did you
I
take
could,
Nikki Webster out?
I had to get rid
Yo.
of. I had to get rid of Strawberry
But you've
Kisses.
I know that
Breaking
one.
Free remix in there.
No, but come on, bro.
I think that's just you because I
No,
honestly,
dude,
man,
I am
think-
telling you.
just because
when-
your
no,
love for High School
dude,
Musical, man. I
okay.
know.
No, hold on.
I don't think this will make everyone pop off as much as you think.
You're wrong. You're wrong. And I am so confident in that. That is why I have seeded it low because I'm deliberately making it go against some of the top.
That's a
seeds.
rubber seed, and you know it.
No, it'll make it. It'll make it. Anyway, so I'll run you through it. At
You-
seed 16.
you'll know he's fucking with you if You're Welcome from Moana's in there.
Oh yeah. Like these are like my criteria is simple, but at the same time so broad
Yeah, and I'm
because
trying
there's a
to-
lot of songs that girls could.
You
just
sent
go,
me.
Oh my
You
god.
sent me the bracket.
I got it right here. So-
I need a copy as well. I'm telling you, look at it. Yeah.
No, it's in the shared media. All right. Now coming
Is
at
it?
seed 16, it's shared media between me and Lockie.
Oh,
In
Yeah,
the-
I'll
coming
send
in
it
at
to you.
seed 16
Slack it to me.
Yeah.
is Hot in Here, Nelly. Right. That's a low seed. Right? I
It's
don't.
getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Am
All
I
right.
looking at the official bracket?
There's the
Is
official
this-
bracket. I got the
is the
official
Because
bracket.
because it's funny, you've sent me like notes where it's like 30 songs and then you've broken it down
Dude,
to
yeah, no,
16.
the running list. I swear to God, over 100 songs.
All right, so let's just run it through. So we got Mr. Brightside, The Killers.
No, so Mr. Brightside
Number
is
one
seated
seed.
at 1. Hold on, let's
Yeah,
break
that's
that down.
number one.
Now, see how
Okay.
obvious that is?
Dude, no.
I don't want Mr.
I reckon
Brightside
Single
to be the
Ladies
winner.
is still number one, man.
I agree. Dude, tell you what, from about Wannabe upwards, so Wannabe at 6, Despacito at 5, Single Ladies at 4, Pony by Genuine, everyone knows that
Man,
one.
Pony's
No,
an old
don't know
classic.
that one.
Boom.
Party in the USA at 2.
Boom.
Now,
boom.
I didn't want to see Party at the USA at 2. If anything, I didn't even think that's Miley's best one. I think
Okay.
Hoedown Throwdown deserves to be on
Bad
the
Guy
list.
is like the absolute contemporary pick. I respect it.
Yeah, no, but you got to have Bad Guy on there for like the most new one, and I think that one could have a solid push. Right now, I think
Nelly is an interesting seed. I love Nelly is Hot in Here because that is, for me, that is literally my childhood. Me being
That-
like 12 years old, remember that
I
song?
think any R&B song elicits that "oh my god, yes" kind of
I
response.
still
anyway.
can't believe you don't have Bieber on here at all.
Dude, I wanted to throw Baby on there.
Because I told you, I was like, there's no Bieber
Wait,
on
so
this.
are you throwing down OG Despacito, not the Bieber version?
No, the Bieber version.
Oh, there you go. There's the
But
Bieber.
the main artist is Louis Fonsi though. Like,
Yeah.
Bieber's in it.
No,
right?
yeah, but you're doing
But
like,
it's the Bieber version.
that's-
Yeah,
you're,
yeah, yeah.
You're putting in the white girl
Yeah.
version of Despacito,
And what
not
I'm getting-
OG Despacito.
And with the Breaking Free remix at 15, it's specifically the bootleg remix. Now, if you've been to a club in the last 3 years,
Did you hear
have
this?
heard-
Did you hear
have
this when you were at
heard.
Billboards? When you were at Billboards, did you hear this song?
Yes, I did.
No, I don't think you
Yes,
did.
I did. Yes,
no,
I
you
did.
didn't.
And I heard it at the house party I was just
You
at.
did not. No way. I've not been to.
Everyone
I
knows-
don't go to clubs this often, Dave. But I can tell you that there's no way they're playing Breaking Free in 2019. There is no way. 2000. No, I'm sorry. High School Musical memes are no far near
Wait
us
a
at
minute,
the
is
moment.
that way? I'm falling, I'm
Yeah,
flying.
this is what I'm saying.
No,
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 way.
It's the
no-
club remix.
No
Nobody's
way.
playing that at the club
No
in
way.
2019.
No one at a pub. No way.
I haven't been to a club in 10 years, and I can tell you nobody's playing it in 2019.
I can't remember the last time someone even mentioned High School Musical to me
Slap
that
it.
wasn't you.
Slap bet.
I'll
Slap bet,
take it.
It makes the final 8.
Okay, take it. John,
John, you
Wait,
bet your ball with
wait.
this?
I'm not-
General's agreement?
No,
Wait, you're gonna
yeah,
say it. You're gonna say it.
Gentleman's agreement.
Gentleman's
Huzzah!
agreement.
I agree. All right, I'll be the
Breaking
judge on
Free
that
Club
one.
remix makes top 8. Done.
Makes
All
top
right.
8.
Makes top 8.
That is
Fuck.
okay. That's an interesting call. All right, we'll make it.
But that's what, like, this is, now, I'm going to get so much controversy on this.
By the way,
alright?
you better not bitch out and be like, "Oh, now there's a losers bracket," and that's. How
And
you
also,
get
do you
through.
reckon since you've been gone's a good little heavy hitter?
Yeah. Because here's
Yeah,
how
oh, for sure.
Now, hold on,
Kelly
hold on.
Clarkson.
Kelly
Hold on.
Clarkson.
Now,
That's it.
here's my logic behind it. I think there's two things you got to look at when it comes to this kind of stuff, right? You got to assess what the exact first beat is. Now, the first beat makes
Well, yeah,
makes or
'cause
breaks
that makes-
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Has to be recognizable. You have to be able to hear it from where you are and
Yo.
from the dance floor.
You haven't put 50 Cent on this.
50 Cent was on my big list, bro.
Wait, which song?
Candy
Candy
Shop.
Shop.
Yep.
Oh, yeah,
Candy
yeah.
Shop was on my list, dude. I'm telling you, there are so many that I've missed that
Dude,
I think.
I think you've I
gonna
reckon
have to do a
you've
season
biased.
2.
Dude, I'm telling you, I reckon there's too much biasing on this.
There's no bias.
Breaking Free, I'm sorry, is a biasy.
That is.
I am
that's biased.
so confident that Breaking Free will make.
No.
Like, if you hear the
You
club
got
remix,
Call Me Maybe? Really? I would not say
I didn't want Call Me Maybe
No,
on
I
there.
would.
Carly
yeah.
Rae Jepsen?
Yeah,
Really?
I would.
No.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
bro, listen to
I
the
reckon
first-
2014
actually-
was a long time ago, man. Like,
Listen to the
Dude,
first
Carly Rae
beat.
Jepsen is still
dun, dun,
huge.
dun. I know, I
And
understand.
then throw in the second
string,
part of
the
my
string
criteria.
opening is very iconic. I understand that, but I just don't think it makes every single white girl or every girl or just people in general go, "Oh my god, let's go dance."
They do. No, they do. But it's a slow burn. That's the thing. You gotta wait. You gotta wait for the drop with
Yeah.
that one, right? So they'll go, "Oh my god, get out on the floor, do some little wiggles," and then once we get the big drop of, and then I'm something, right? Once we
Okay.
get to that point, then it's like, yeah, and that's when,
And
that's when
That
the drop.
is the criteria. It's
Yeah.
enough of a first beat to make you go, "Oh, I'm interested. I'm going to go to the dance floor because, oh my god, girl, this is our song."
No. It's not because of the beat. It's because of it's a Pavlovian response. You know what the drop is. You know when it's coming, right? And it gives you. And that first beat is only made good because of the drop.
See, I will put over Every Time We Touch by Cascada.
Yes,
Because-
because
yes.
that literally fits
Oh my
my
God.
criteria.
Dude, I,
Still feel your voice. Fuck, like as soon as that hits, you're just like, okay, girls, to the floor.
I didn't realize that was a
bring
club
your-
anthem. I used to listen to that on happyhardcore.com back in the day.
Dude, this is what I'm getting at, man. Like,
All you see
I was
is
a weird kid.
just to see a sea of dresses and vodka lime sodas just on the dance floor in that very
yeah,
moment.
like it's just
Yeah,
girls
yeah.
like, oh my god, yes.
Wait.
Oh, I wish we had this video recorded.
I
Fuck,
feel like that's when the tequila comes out. Is it around Every Time We Touch?
dude. Look, I'm gonna go through my preliminary one that I
Alright.
made already, right? So I've got things like fucking TikTok Kesha.
Go through the list because people need to read.
Hold on,
go,
is
go
this,
through
is this
one
no, not the
seed to
preliminary?
16
Is this
seed.
the official 16?
No,
That's all
because I
wanna
think
hear.
No.
No.
Okay, so we have the official 16 now. That is locked in because by the time you listen to this episode, the competition will have started.
Yeah.
I don't
Right.
agree with it, but fine.
But that's the point of it. You're not meant to
Can
agree
you,
with
can-
it.
You were supposed to send it to me.
Oh, sorry.
Right? Now, I'm going to run you through just some of the ones that were missed, all right? Because it hurts me. It hurts me a lot that some were missed.
So these are commendation medals.
these, you know what? This will come in as the honorable mentions.
honorable
All right?
mentions.
Honorable mentions being, right, TikTok Kesha. 1-2 step Kiara.
Nah.
You don't know that? Lockie, surely you know that. The 1-2 step from Kiara with Missy Elliott as well.
Can you say the chorus
Oh,
for me?
fuck, no, I don't even know the chorus. Hey Ya, Outcast.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Right,
of course.
fucking-
That's an honorable mention.
Toxic Britney Spears.
I reckon that should have made. Oh,
See, that's what I'm saying.
No,
It's a
you know,
fucking tough
that's-
list.
You know what? That's number 17. If it's going to be anyway, that'd be number 17.
Now, this is a bit of a hard one because in its time it really was, but given the current climate of him,
I think I just sent it through.
you
Tom.
couldn't have it on the list. Ignition R. Kelly.
Oh,
R. Kelly said no. I feel like
Now that's what I'm saying. Like R.
He's
Kelly,
fallen out of favour, that's the
yeah,
thing.
R. Kelly's lost a bit of favor.
10 or 12 years ago, yes.
Yeah,
not-
right.
yeah.
Because that was the I don't mean this to be rude, but blah blah. And as soon as you heard that,
Yeah.
girls were just like, oh my god, right? Miss Independent Neo.
Nah, don't know.
Come on.
I know Neo, but I didn't know that one.
Stacey's mum's not on there, man.
Stacey's mum is right here
That's-
on
that's
my
a-
preliminaries.
Is that more of a pub rocker though?
That's on my preliminaries right here.
I
dude.
feel like Stacey's mum's had its time and it's come and gone. Like
Yeah?
that. Yeah. That went, I think, in 2004.
It might be still alive and well.
You know what hurts me? That totally should have been on this list.
Because Horses is not on this, but I'd say Horses is more of a party tune.
What I'm gonna do next is to do a dudes one next.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
okay,
do a
fair.
dude one where it's just like
Yeah.
boys.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah, no, it's true. I feel like, yeah.
No, the
Stacey's
Horses
mum's
are
a
very
dude's
much
one.
like, yeah, fellas.
Yeah, fellas. grab your pint. You walk to the floor. You just do the head bob. It's just the
Really?
head bob.
Wait a minute, hold on. Bitch Better Have My Money by Rihanna? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that's one that encourages
No, but
you to get out
dude,
and dance.
dude, every girl will hear that though and go.
It's a banger. It dead
no,
set it's
but
a banger, but
it
like,
doesn't necessarily have to make you dance. It has to make you hit that response of oh
Holla
my girl,
Back Girl
this is my
surely be up
song,
there as well, man.
and then walk to the floor. All right, now that is that song where it's just like, and then
feel
all
like
the girls on the dance floor
implication-
will just be like, "Bitch, better have my money," right? And they'll just be doing that.
yeah.
right?
Well, that's dancing.
that is
counts as
dancing, but they will do that. They'll
As
listen
if
to
you
that
haven't put
response.
Usher on this.
Dude, I have DJ's God is Falling in Love. That's on my preliminaries.
Okay, good.
This is how hard this list was to make.
I know. I'm saying. I know. It's a very compelling
Dude.
list.
Oh, yeah, DJ God is
Wait,
Falling in Love.
Bad
Usher.
Guy by Billie Eilish. Is that the one everybody makes memes out of?
Yeah, duh.
Did you put
Yeah.
Sean Paul on there?
Yeah, Temperature. Yeah, that's on my preliminaries, bro. Dude, trust me, there is not a song that you could fucking name that doesn't appear in my consideration
Barbie
list.
Girl.
Yes.
Aqua.
Yep.
Did you do it?
Yep.
You know what? No, you know what? Toxic by Britney Spears. That's what
That's
should
what-
take 15.
No, that's literally,
Dude.
No, that's literally
Bottoms up.
That no joke, John. He's like the first song he asked me. He goes, "So what did you think?" And I said, "Britney Spears by Toxic by Britney Spears."
Yeah.
No, but I think that's got to be like the number 15 seed instead of Breaking Free. Like
Yeah,
you're going to
no,
replace it.
yeah,
with, replace
yeah.
it with Toxic.
And
by
I can't
Britney
believe you didn't
Spears.
even put it on the prelims.
Holler back. It is on the
no,
prelims.
It's on the prelims. It's on the prelims.
You haven't? No, I've got.
We were just talking about it.
Dude, I got one on Google Drive right now. Dude, like a G6.
Are you looking at the preliminary
Ooh,
one?
No,
Yeah, I'm looking at
I
my
don't think
preliminary
so.
ones. I'm going through all the ones that have missed. This is how like deep and
sent me
intricate
that.
my
No, I don't think that was. I don't think G6 made it into the sort of the timeless category. Like,
Holler back girl, Gwen Stefani.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
that
Yeah,
had to miss out. That
But
hurt too.
G6 was like a thing for a year, and then that was it.
Yeah, G6 is
Vogue,
very,
Madonna.
nah.
No,
Not
nah,
Vogue,
not
not
since
Vogue.
not since the
Maybe
90s.
maybe the one with he she did with Justin Timberlake.
Oh, 4 minutes.
Yeah, 4 minutes.
Fucking love 4
It might be
minutes.
4 minutes.
Yeah,
4
maybe.
minutes. 4 minutes. Oh, dude, that's such a
I
pop.
don't- but like as we said, that I wouldn't say that makes the 16.
Exactly. I don't think this is what I'm saying. It's a hard 16, right? Like, are you aside from the fucking
Aside
from
from breaking free,
are we accepting of every other position on that list?
Look,
right?
I
Like,
don't know
that's what I'm
about
getting at.
specific positions.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. The position is going to be changed.
Of those 15,
Do you selfie by the Chainsmokers? Do you
dude,
rate?
I don't-
if that
I don't
comes
know that
on,
one.
I'm telling you, every girl, like, we might be biased because we're dudes, right? But I know girls.
I don't
Right.
know that one. So like I said,
Let me
some
take a
songs I don't
selfie.
know.
The fucking
Let me take a selfie.
Oh yeah.
dude. Whether or
I've
not
only ever heard that one line though in ads.
Exactly.
No, but it's in ads though. I feel like once
But that's
it's in-
how transcending it
Right
was.
now, let's be honest. The hook
But then
right now in Bad Guy Billie Eilish
Yeah.
is like it's legit right now. I'm a bad guy, and then
Yeah.
I
That
see-
guy could make a fucking solid push. Now
it's a
seated,
solid push.
It's seated quite low.
See, for me, it's not a banger because I only ever see it as memes for like YouTube channels.
Yeah, no, that is.
it's
fair.
like the Funhouse meme for like 3 weeks ago.
I know. This is the issue when like these like singles get a lot of traction real quick.
Yeah.
and social.
Well, that's what
media
happened.
just-
That's what happened to Gangnam Style. Like Gangnam Style died in the ass really quick.
His follow-up single did not pick up.
No, it really
No.
didn't.
But in saying that, it still hit over 1 billion views.
Well, that's
though.
what I'm
Like-
saying. He's,
Like, it was
he's
a
still a
banger.
Korean superstar.
Yeah.
I cannot
Yeah.
say anything about the man.
Honestly, though, I reckon after he did Gangnam Style, the best thing he did was the song he did for the Korean Olympics. That was awesome. Have you heard it?
no.
So it was for like Korea was putting in a bid. I think because I think Japan won it, but like when Korea was putting in a bid for I think it was it the 2020 Olympics? Yeah. Psy did the song for the ad, right, to say come to like it was like, oh, you know, we're going to dance all this blah blah blah. Let's, you know, please for your consideration, South Korea for the Olympic Games. It's like, you know, never mind that mad fucker over there. Just like come to Korea. It's great. Yeah. But he did the song for it. It was a banger. It was a good song.
It's going to be interesting though when we eventually do the mail list, and you're going to see what's going to come across, and what's going to be definitively different. 'Cause
Now, now you know what? While all three of us, I think we each touch on 3 different areas.
I can't really take because I'm a synthwave guy. So for me, one of my seeds would be Sunset by the Midnight. For me, that's an absolute banger.
Fair, dude. Any John Denver comes on.
Don't know. Nope. I don't
Look,
know.
Country Roads.
Country Road.
Oh, Country Roads, right? Yeah.
Yeah, if I hear
But
that
that's
opening,
it. There's no other John Denver for me. That's it.
Oh, dude, Rocky Mountain High,
Rocky
man.
Mountain High for me is
Rocky Mountain
Don't
High.
know that one.
Rocky Mountain High.
Nope.
Dude, it's so good. I love
Nope.
that song.
Don't know that one.
Dude, that's okay. So any John Denver comes on,
Any
I'm on
John
the floor.
Denver?
I'm going my boys being like,
in Australia, it would the Eagles. If
Hotel California.
if Hotel California or Eagle Rock,
It's a bit too long, man.
Eagle Rock came on, man. All the boys be popping.
Yeah, Eagle Rock. Yeah.
Akadaka generally.
Yeah,
most of
any
the boys
yeah.
be popping.
Any
Akadaka.
Akadaka.
Horses for sure.
Yeah.
Honestly,
You reckon?
Shannon Knoll,
I was just about
Yeah,
to
Knowlesy-
fucking say
Knowlesy-
Shannon
Knowlesy,
man.
boys and Knowlesy go head in head.
But any Shannon Knoll too. I was actually listening
Not
to
even the
fucking
boys.
Shannon
You know,
Knoll
I
this
think a lot of
morning.
people we get around that 2001 season of Australian Idol.
Yeah, we do.
But don't get around any other one of them. Is
No,
what I've noticed.
it's only
That
that one.
2001 season was fucking lit, man.
What I
My
love
guy
about-
Sebastian went low with the headlight. It was so neck and neck the whole way, and then Guy won it. Everyone was like, ah!
No, but here's the thing, right? Guy might have won Australian Idol, but Shannon Knoll
Shannon Knoll won the
Australia.
hearts.
Yeah.
The hearts of
Shannon Knoll won
Australia.
Australia.
Knowlesy, we're with you out by the corner shop.
Oh,
Oh, dude, What About Me is a fucking anthem,
This is what,
man.
and I reckon it would be a middle seed on the boys bracket.
Yeah, here's the
I
thing,
would actually
right?
have it at a high 4 seed, dude.
Oh, high four
High
seed.
4 seed.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh.
for Knowles, it's got to be the right Knowlesy song for that, though. Here's the thing, right, though, with about Guy Sebastian. I think Guy Sebastian's ultimate weakness was he didn't know what his genre of music
Yeah,
was.
no.
Right? 50 Cent is a rapper. Carly Rae Jepsen does pop music, right? And then you've got people like, oh, God, what's their name?
Because Guy Sebastian was difficult. He started as like gospel. Gospel
No,
means
no.
R&B.
No.
Like-
He's moved into that now.
Oh, is
what
that now?
He started out in pop music.
That's true.
Right?
He was-
Then
he
never
went
had a
to-
pop look.
Yeah.
Well,
This
he
is
had
back
the,
when he
he
had
had
to
the
have a
afro
look.
and the
Yeah.
blazer.
Yeah, but that was it. And even then, he wasn't really good at pop. And then he moved into kind of R&B. And then he went techno for a hot minute. And then he went and discovered soul music.
Well, I don't think
right?
he really became a musician until the past 10 years. Because I
You
think
mean
when,
when he
was
got
at-
married?
well, like
had
honestly,
sex?
when he was when he was on Australian Idol, let's be honest, he was just a singer.
He was a guy who could sing.
A pawn
Yeah.
in the game.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
he's just like you get ratings because you sing good. But he
Yeah.
didn't become a musician until maybe his second album.
Yeah.
Like until he started taking on his own, inspiration and
Well,
what would
that's it.
sound.
He was experimenting. He didn't know what he was, and as a result, he kept like moving.
Whereas
around.
Shannon knew he was country from the go.
Yeah, Shannon knew who he was and where he was going, and he went there and he fucking pulled it off.
What would be your top seed then? Now this is like for girls, it was so easy. Like I asked everyone, it's like, oh, what's like the most like notorious? Like girls go, oh my god, blah blah, like that everyone jams out to. Oh, Mr.
Oh,
Brightside.
I got it. No, I got it. Bohemian Rhapsody
Yeah, I
by
was
Queen.
thinking Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, you
Bohemian
reckon
Rhapsody is your
Bohemian
number
Rhapsody.
one seed.
I was
Dead set the song. If you want me to sing anything, what you do is you feed me a shitload of liquor, get me good and fucking wasted. Then put on Bohemian Rhapsody. I will sing it all 9 minutes while headbanging
Fair.
at the appropriate
Can I-
moment.
can
If Bohemian Rhapsody was on the list, it definitely would not fall below.
Can I
4
put a
seed.
little bit of a
That's
bit
the
of
number
a
one seed,
left,
in my
a
opinion.
left swing out there?
I'm hearing it. I'm here, right, dude.
And this
go.
is, by the way, this is me we're talking about. I'm not a club guy, so if even I'm getting up and singing Bohemian Rhapsody for the full 9 minutes,
I think for the fairness
then that
of
makes
it,
it the number one seed.
Let's just say it's a song you hear at a party.
We Are Your Friends by Justice.
I don't know if I
know
can
that
even
one.
give you the beat.
We are your friends. You never will love again.
Oh,
so come
yeah.
on.
Oh my god! Okay,
So
okay.
come on.
You think that number one?
No, I, reckon
I
it's
think
the top
Boys
seed,
Are Back
though.
in Town.
Boys
Like-
Are Back in Town, not
I
by
think the
Thin
Boys
Lizzy.
Are Back in
Thin
Town.
Lizzy?
Yeah, dude.
Not a
Boys
bad
Are Back
one.
in Town could be number one.
I feel like those 90s, 80s rock songs are going to be very, like, honestly, like
Yeah,
Midnight Oil, honestly, Beds
Bon
Are Burning.
Jovi.
Bon Jovi, Beds Are Burning, really big in Australia.
Oh, yeah, it is, but I don't know if
How do
that's
we
not a...
sleep while the beds are
Yeah, but
burning?
Billy Joel will
Billy
get you
Joel,
out.
Bruce
Anything.
Spring. Nah, Brucey isn't really big in Australia.
In excess.
NXS, really big.
Yeah.
It's a tough list.
It's a tough list.
But it was equally as tough with the females one, right? I feel like the guys one won't be as tough because, like you just said, I think 80s, 90s rock, like, and maybe some 2000s R&B.
you might throw a
get
couple
ya.
of, as John says, you might throw a synth
Yeah.
song in there.
What's the
No,
To
no,
the
no,
Window?
you wouldn't. I would, but I stand alone in that. And
No,
I'm
I
okay.
still think there are some guys who like definitely rock out to some JT or like
Yeah.
Justin Timberlake had a few years there where he Suit Tai, strong track.
Fucking
Yeah.
brilliant track. That whole 2020 album was excellent. in my
Excellent,
opinion.
excellent. Whole thing with Jay-Z, excellent.
Yeah.
Even I forget the project he did before.
Dude,
Like,
Numb, Linkin Park.
Anything, yes. Anything even on the Love Sex soundtrack.
I feel
Yes.
like Bleed It Out more than Numb.
Yeah, bleed it out.
We're also going to go one song per
Bleed
artist
it
too.
out, digging deeper just to throw it away. Like it's a much more like angry, fast.
Nirvana, I would throw in Nirvana as well.
Yeah,
dude.
Nirvana. See, if you're gonna do that, then you've got to go basic bitch Nirvana, and it's got to be Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Well,
No
that's
shit.
that's the pick.
Have I had
Yeah.
that 90s, the best song to come out of the 90s discussion with you?
Well,
You take away Nirvana Smells Like Teen
90s was a
Spirit.
big year for culture in
It
general.
was, but like everyone, if you ask like what's the biggest song to come out of the 90s, it's almost consensus that people will go, oh, it's Nirvana Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Yeah.
I think that's not fair, right? And Ricky made a good point. He's like, well, the reason why we gravitate to that song is
Kurt.
is
Is it the whole thing about Kurt? Or
not
is
really,
It,
but it's it captures the zeitgeist
Yeah.
of the feeling of that.
oh my
time.
God! You and this bloody word. You come across it like 2 weeks ago, and now you use zeitgeist. But yes, like, it's a sick word. I'll give you
I
that.
agree, and that's just the
That
90s,
happens over all the
right.
90s.
And so as a result, but here's the thing: if we were going to put on 16, I reckon you got to put on some early Green Day, like.
Yeah, no,
Dude,
you're right.
this week, you know what? For the blokes one, it might have to
Like,
be a bracket of
like the
32.
Duke, like anything from the Dookie album is got to go on there, like their first album.
I feel like you got to have American Idiot. Like if you pick one song from Green Day,
American. Honestly, though, here's the thing: people listen. If you listen to American Idiot and you've never heard a Green Day song, you go, "Fuck, this is a hot tune." If you then go back and listen to the Dookie album, the Dookie album blows your fucking brains out.
No, but what I'm getting
it
at,
just
it has
splatters
to
them across
be-
the wall, and you go, American Idiot is good, but it's a bit shit, right? You got
Yeah.
once you've listened to Green Day.
I might have to make the dude want a bracket of 32. Like, there's going to be that many.
No.
fucking songs.
You get a
It's got to be
16.
16. It's
You
got
gotta
to
All
be
right,
16.
no, you're right. Well,
Because-
I chose 16 for
It's
this
so
one.
funny. So I've just on Google. I've just typed in top 90 songs.
Dude, Smells Like Teen Spirit Nirvana's number
Yeah,
one. Like
yeah.
Yeah.
but that's what I'm getting at.
No
there.
Diggity, Backstreet.
Yeah, exactly. No, but once you've taken
Really?
out,
No diggity.
No
once
diggity.
you've taken out Nirvana from that discussion, the landscape literally opens up because it's always a discussion of, well, if Nirvana's number one, what's number two?
Yo,
Yeah,
Christina
true,
Aguilera is.
Yeah, you can name any
Oh
R&B.
god, early Christina, she was good back then.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Genie in a bottle.
Yeah. Well, see, early Christina.
Oh, dude, Christina should have been on the
early-
fucking female
early
list.
Gwen-
Yo, losing my religion. REM. Get around it.
90s?
Dead set.
91.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was going to say back end 80s maybe, but...
Can't touch this. 1990.
Dude,
Yeah.
see, it's tough, man, because you know, losing my religion, I'd fucking Pink Floyd. What's that?
The Wall?
Another brick in the wall.
Yeah.
That'll be on my list.
Ricky Martin, living La Vida Loca.
Oh,
Oh my god, I
fucking-
loved him back in the day. Oh my god,
Who didn't love Ricky Martin back in the day? Like,
I like
and
honest
not
to
even
God,
unironically. Too.
no, it was just like
not
it's
even
a great
ironically
song.
too. Like unironically, I fuck with Ricky Martin.
Ricky Martin was my jam when I was 6 years old. Like that was my jam, right? He was my guy. I listened to Ricky Martin again recently. Listened to his more recent music, and I'm like, he's gone more kind of like Latino soul.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is all right, but like, it's not the Ricky that I like.
I didn't have Hero Enrique Iglesias on my preliminary.
Mate.
Oh,
That's
mate.
actually
To be
that's a
fair,
miss
though,
for me.
I wouldn't play that at like a
Exactly,
party. Though.
yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like it is a.
I have the one he did with
Actually,
Nicole.
you know what? Can
from
I-
Pussycat Dolls?
Yeah.
Can I put in a contender for the 16?
For what, the male or female one?
Male.
Okay, go on.
Loco People by Sack Noel.
I don't know the fuck that is.
You
I
don't
might
know
have to
that
listen to
one?
it. Well,
Oh,
this is
dude.
like, this is how deep. I
That
listened
was
to every song in the
Dude,
preliminaries.
that was the club banger, right? That was like the number one banger for a good while.
I mean, look,
holy
honestly,
shit.
I can even do one for like the dads, right? Because then I'd have like Mambo number 5, right? Like fucking what's the Nutcracker.
That is not-
every 50th birthday I've been to, they always chuck the Nutcracker on.
Bro, that you went to some shitty 50th birthdays.
No, but it's like it's an Australian stample to fucking
really.
chuck
I always hear,
You know what my
like,
dad's
a lot of
50th
the
was?
police.
We-
I hear the police and
Yeah?
Yeah.
and I hear like Midnight Oil. All
Yeah,
the
midnight
time.
oil.
Yeah.
What I'm getting at is like always the bit of fun when they'll just be like, "Here's a Nutcracker," and then all the old blokes get to the floor and it's just na 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 na.
Those were all the squares, dude. Like my dad's 50th, it was the Beatles. It was
God, when did he celebrate his 50th?
Creedence?
40 years ago.
no, it was about 13 years ago.
Fair enough.
Right, so it was the Beatles, it was Creedence, it was like fucking. He even threw on some Frankie, right? Like it was like holy shit. It was sort of like that whole end of rock. It wasn't the Nutcracker, right? Like that's your dad if he was an early boomer. My dad was a late boomer, right? So yeah, there's a difference.
Getting Jiggy with It by Will Smith.
Dude,
No,
what?
what?
It's had some bangers too.
Yeah, we get Will.
If I
had
was
some
gonna pick a
bangers.
Will song, I do the Men
Switch.
in Black song.
No, Switch, dude. Switch.
Nah.
Hey.
Nah.
Na, 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 na. Dude, Switch would be on my fucking, like, if I heard that on the club floor, I'd be like, boys, yeah, hold me beer. All right, I'm fucking pounding one out. Let's go.
Oof.
I'll Make Love to You by Boys to Men.
Oh, dude.
Has to be on the boys scene. Has to be on the boys scene.
Fuck yeah.
Boys to Men has to
I
be on the
reckon we're going
boys
to have
scene.
the most, like, the boys.
Has to be.
The lads will get down to anything, right? Whether or not it's for like the unironicness of it, or whether or not they're doing it ironically, they're still getting down to it.
Like Backstreet
right?
Boys, everybody.
Yeah, dude.
I feel like would be.
Yeah, everybody for sure. That over. I can't remember. There was another Backstreet Boys song you suggested. And I was like, no, it's got to be everybody. Like that's the one.
All Star, Smash Mouth, top 3.
Yes.
Ironically, though.
No, not ironically.
No, not ironically.
Ironically, boys.
No, unironically. it's
People
a top
love
3.
that song.
They
Talk
do.
to Michael. Michael Thompson on our team
Oh,
loves
but
that song.
Michael is he's a gimmick.
No. In my opinion, Michael is the average. He is the median from which you make this.
He is the largest kind of.
He is the most.
He would fit
market.
the
he
average
is-
demographic.
He is,
Yeah.
he is the average of the.
He is our white man.
Yeah, he is. right? But that's why we love him. He is our thermometer to the wider world.
Yeah.
right?
No, you're 100% right. Ricky's too old.
He's the window to the
Right.
world.
You're John.
Ice
Yeah,
Ice
I'm
Baby.
John. Like,
like-
I don't count. Yeah.
And by the same logic, I'm me. Like, it's weird. I fuck with Little Mix, which I could not be any more vocal about. Right.
Mate, you and Little, I've got nothing against Little Mix, man.
Thank you, but you
I
seem
don't
to
know
be the
what
only
it is.
bloke
I
who
don't have a
stands by
problem.
me on it, bud.
Well, wasn't
Because
it?
my recent poll I had up and
You could say
recent
the same like beef between, is it Backstreet Boys or is it, what was the other band?
We're bugging if I know.
Is it Pepsi?
Well,
Or
Westlife.
NSYNC?
It was like, well, I think, was it Backstreet Boys and NSYNC?
Oh,
As
yeah,
like-
yeah,
as
Because
a-
that was
yeah,
the
yeah,
whole that was the hot rivalry.
That
I thought it was.
Westlife
I thought it was
like
a.
third.
I thought it was a group called Pepsi.
No, what the fuck? No,
That might be.
Backstreet Boys.
That might have been one of the albums called Pepsi. Anyway,
They
Don't get me
probably
wrong,
is,
I
though.
choose Backstreet Boys, but NSYNC has some bangers too.
mate, no. NSYNC have the greatest cameo on Simpsons to date.
Oh, you know what?
They do,
Yes.
dead set.
It's NSYNC. I can't believe I'm meeting Millhouse. Like that is funny as.
I almost fucking forgot about that. That's in the top. That's in the top episodes list as well.
Yeah. What the Yep. Those are the crazy eyes.
Dude, no, because like I'm very vocal about this. I think it needs to be objective fact. But the greatest Simpson episode of all time is "You Only Move Twice" with Hank Scorpio. Like,
Do you want some sugar?
yeah, like Hank Scorpio, whenever he's on screen, just does not miss. Right, he has got to be the most memed. And he only had one episode. One
did.
episode.
One episode.
All right, and he is done, and he's transcended time to the meme era. That came out in the 90s.
Wait, no. He technically had 2 episodes. He made an appearance in a later episode.
Did he?
Yeah. It was like after he went. It's like.
Oh,
he
they
got-
should have kept him pure, man.
No, he got done. He got done at the end of that episode.
He
He
got
went
a-
to jail, and then he came back, and he gets like mentioned for like a second, as like Hank Scorpio. Here's what he's doing today, and he's like a fucking he's a shit, or he's in jail. Or something.
Boring.
He did make an appearance in a later episode. I know
Boring.
that.
This is what
That's
this is another discussion that later seasons of Simpsons has ruined earlier Simpsons.
I
Yeah.
didn't even know that was discussion. As
I
in
feel
it's
like-
ruined
I mean, yeah.
There's
what
there-
they've
there-
established.
there is a definite like group of people that prefer certain says like I do not watch past season 12 or 16.
Yeah, dead set. There are people.
I
Like
don't even watch past season 11. I think from 7 to 11, best seasons. Best seasons. And I think that's objective fact too.
Well, I think no one really considers the first couple of seasons just because the animation wasn't up to scratch.
Yeah. And then before that, it was technically a part of the Tracy Ullman show, so it wasn't really. It wasn't even really a cartoon at that point.
I love how we've just seamlessly moved from talking about music to now talking about
Yeah.
Simpsons.
Well, you know what? We'll touch on that next episode. Because I want to touch on that perfect episodes from top to bottom list.
How much time do we have left?
like 3
None.
minutes.
So we'll get on that
Yo,
next
we've
episode.
spoken. We spent a lot of time rambling about songs.
Yeah.
I know, right? It's amazing. I didn't know anything, but I bumbled my way through that one. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for coming down, having that conversation, and like holding my hand through that. I still, where should we post the list? I feel like we should post it somewhere. Should we
You can
put it-
post it on the pipe. I'm putting it on my personal socials.
All right. Well, no,
Yeah.
yeah, but that's okay. I'll put it on. We should put it. I'll put it on the Instagram or
Yeah.
something for people. When this episode goes up.
That's a good idea, John. I like where your head's
yeah,
at.
yeah. But I'll pretty it up. I'll make it look good, right? Because right now it's just like
It's
it's
just
like a
a list.
screenshot from the Notes app. Which, by the way, Dave, what the fuck?
Well,
Wait,
I just wrote it down.
yeah, but you're using the Notes app. Like, what the fuck is wrong with
The
you?
Notes app is the most underrated used app.
It's a piece of shit.
No, you
It is
obviously.
a pile of hot garbage inside a pile of
This
hot
is another
garbage.
thing. What is the most unused app?
No, the most underrated app is the Notes app.
Well, I
No,
can tell you
it
in
is not.
Messenger-
I have
It is the
written
most
some of my-
overrated app.
I've written some of my most emotional / funniest gimmicks on that Notes app. Like it's an underrated app. Anyway, it's going to be happening on my personal socials, but we can chuck it up on the Pine Party one.
Well, because we're talking about it on Pine Party. as well.
Exactly.
People should see this list and be able
People
to
should
say,
see it.
People should see it and say you're wrong, right? And I want to give people the platform to do
So,
that.
but please tell us what you think about Palmer's. If you think it should be on chips or under chips.
Yeah, that. And I seriously want to hear what people have to say about this list, right? Because here's the thing, right?
I know it's
Regardless-
going to be controversial.
Regardless of what you think about anything else on that list, I think I stand with Lockie on this. I think the
We're
High School
breaking
Musical
free. Get
Breaking
it out of
Free,
there, boy.
No, get it out of there. Right, that don't belong.
I stand by
let-
it. So
that don't
much.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah, let us know what you think on the socials.
On Twitter,
and,
please.
Yeah. And if you like this episode, please tell a friend about it. We're on Spotify now, so it's super easy to just share it with your mates. And with that, this has been Pie Party. Cheers.
Cheers.
This is a Hard Effect Network podcast. Find us at hardeffectstudios.com.au.